Of course, mandatory minicamp next week for the Browns. Some teams undergoing it now. Still, voluntary OTAs, a couple of new guys showing up in town. The other thing that comes out of that, Kevin Stefanski says the Browns will, in fact, have joint practices with another team in Berea this season. Let's listen to Kevin Stefanski.
We're going to have two joint practices versus the Giants ahead of our Week 2 game with them. So they'll be coming to us to practice. I think they're great. Over the years, I've done them, and I think you can get a ton out of them. It certainly ramps up the intensity, but guys take care of each other, know that they're getting in good work ahead of a game. So I just think it's a great time to, in a controlled environment, get really good work against different schemes than your own.
So, Jeff Risdon, that means Freddie Kitchens and the New York Giants will be coming to do joint practices before the Browns' home preseason game. And again, a lot of teams like to do that when there isn't that fourth preseason game.
Yeah, it makes sense. The joint practices are something that are here to stay. They're very beneficial. I've been to them with several different teams. In fact, I was in Indianapolis when the Browns were there, and they got into a little bit of a skirmish with the Colts. There's a couple of benefits that come out of it. First off, it builds camaraderie amongst your team. You're in there, and you're actually competing against an opponent for once. Instead of beating on each other day in and day out, you get somebody else to beat up on and work against and learn against. And that's invaluable for a team, especially a young team that's still kind of coming together as the Browns are. With all the success that they had last year, we do kind of forget this is a fairly young team. A lot of the key players haven't really been around the league all that long. So any exposure that they get to different techniques, different coaching styles, anything like that is very beneficial. The other thing that comes out of it is at cut time, the team is going to be a lot more familiar with the players from that other team. And let's say they have a backup offensive lineman that doesn't make their 53-man squad. The Browns can put a claim in on that. And likewise, the Browns players that might not be, making it in Cleveland, they're auditioning for the spot in New York with the Giants there. So from that standpoint, I know the players love it because I've seen players that have switched teams after it. And part of the reason why they did that was because that they had the joint practices. So it will be an opportunity for Andrew Berry to evaluate more players in a Browns-controlled environment. It doesn't get much better than that.